The Winter Olympics are officially underway over in Beijing tonight. And while American athletes are there in full force, no U.S. government officials are in attendance as the U.S. joins several nations in a diplomatic boycott over the concerns of alleged human rights abuses by China, with much of the attention focused on China's handling of the country's ethnic Uyghur population. So what's behind the boycott and how will it impact how these games are viewed? Here's ABC's Bob Woodruff.
As the sun rises on the 2022 Winter Olympics, Beijing becomes the first city to host both the summer and winter events. But there's an overshadowing of controversy on this international event within China's borders.
Your silence is their strength. This is what they want more than anything. That the world will play by China's rules, that we will follow China's lead, that we will look away from these atrocity crimes for the sake of business as usual.
From Hong Kongers to Tibetans to the Xinjiang Uyghurs, China's dissidents, detractors, and targets are speaking out against the Beijing Olympics. Many of them are living outside the reach of Chinese influence.
The 2022 Winter Olympics will be remembered as the Genocide Games.
Kamalturk Yalkun was an Olympic torchbearer in 2008, the last time China hosted the Olympics. He's also a Uyghur, an ethnic Muslim minority from the Xinjiang region in western China.
This was the torch for the 2008 Beijing Olympics, and I was a torchbearer back then. I was torchbearer number 18 for Qinghuangdao Station.
A lot has changed since 2008. Today, the Xinjiang region is a source of international condemnation for the Chinese regime.
When I was running in the street of that city almost 14 years ago, bearing that torch for 2008 Beijing Olympics, I have never thought that someday I will become a fierce activist against next Beijing Olympics.
In the years since, China launched a massive campaign in Xinjiang, reacting to a series of violent events perpetrated by Uyghur extremist groups from outside China. The government's operation has targeted Uyghur culture, religion, even families. We traveled there in 2016, 2 years after they started building re-education camps.
We're driving around this town of Yukon. You can see there's police officers everywhere. In fact, put your camera down. Put your camera down. Police right there.
When we went back in 2019, we were given a highly orchestrated tour sponsored by the Chinese government. Our request to visit other camps denied.
Next time.
It's right over the top of those, right beyond those buildings under construction. But we can't go there because this government official's with us. Follows us everywhere with a car.
An estimated 1 million people have allegedly been sent to re-education camps in Xinjiang, according to data gathered by researchers in 2020. But the allegations go much farther, with claims of slave labor, torture, and forced sterilization.
China is aggressively carrying out elimination of our culture, our history, our language, and our religion.
Along China's western border, the region closest to Xinjiang province, Turkish Uyghurs and other opponents of China are protesting the Olympics.
No games!
The United States, along with countries like Canada and the United Kingdom, are taking part in a diplomatic boycott of the Olympics, choosing not to send an official delegation while still allowing athletes to compete. Other countries, such as Japan, are doing the same, but stopping short of calling it a boycott.
We will not be contributing to the fanfare of the Games.
China continues to deny the allegations, telling the U.S. State Department to stop their interference. Today, one of the final torchbearers in an unconventional opening ceremony in Beijing was a Uyghur athlete, sending a message to its critics. In October, John Coates, vice president of the International Olympic Committee, or IOC, spoke at the National Press Club of Australia, saying that pressuring China on their human rights record is not the role of the IOC.
We have no ability to go into a country and tell them what to do. We are not a world government. We have to respect the sovereignty of the countries who are hosting the Games.
When asked about the Uyghurs' allegations against China, the IOC has deflected, saying if the Olympics were political, then there would be no Olympic Games.
The position of the IOC must be, given the political neutrality, that we are not commenting on political issues.
Unfortunately, this Olympic Games is as political as it gets. It's not just a neutral sportsmanship event.
Last week, the IOC applauded Chinese Olympic kickoff at a press conference.
Today, we can say China is a winter sport country.
And despite mounting criticism, China's President Xi took a victory lap the day before the start of these Olympic Games.
世界期待中国，中国做好了准备。
Our thanks to Bob Woodruff for that.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.